Good afternoon, sir. Sir, good afternoon, sir. On behalf of Commissioner PR and RDAP, I'm presenting the Amritsar River. I am Joint Commissioner PR and RDAP, sir. Good afternoon to jury members and also all co-participants. Sir, Amritsar River is nothing but a pond, sir. The main objective of this Amritsar River is to increase the availability of water, both surface and underground, through development of Amritsar on the occasion of Azad Ke Amrit Mahotsav, marking the 75 years of independence from the colonial, and to create a sustainable, long-term, productive, beneficial, productive assets at the, especially in the rural area. It's a beneficial to both essential beings and environment, sir. It was launched by the Honorable Prime Minister last year, 24th April, on the Panchayat Raj Day. It is covering we are taking the marking of 75 years of Independence Day last year. Every district we are taking at 75 tanks because we have 26 districts. So our target is 1950. We are taking up the 1950 as a target, sir. So far we have completed 721, and we are the nodal agency in the department, and we are convergence with the other irrigation, water resource department, endowment, and other also private sectors. ITC also one of the corporate sector, Indian Tobacco Company also coming forward. And also beauty of this project is, sir, that villagers themselves has contributed for the beautification, and some contributed. We can see that what are the contribution in the coming slides, sir. This is a we are taken up with a mission approach because the scientific the scientific way satellite images selection of the site and all these things is supported by the Bisagan. We have taken that thematic layers from the Bisagan, and it's a portal also giving the for implementation of this project, monitoring all these things. And we have created, sir, Gram Sabha, that is every tank we have created a users group for monitoring and also for better implementation from the beginning itself. I mean, they're making them to participate for identification of the work for the completion of the work. And we have taken suggestion from the public representative. And also every tank we have selected as a Panchayati Pratinidhis. They are nothing but citizen supervisors, sir, for a smooth functioning of the execution of the tank. This is a very good approach, sir. So they will monitor. Apart from that, our technical people will monitor through mobile application to capture the dynamic data. What is the how much the excavation is taken up, what is the stage of that one, and also the photos also they are capturing every weekly. So that is for the monitoring purpose that thing we have taken up, sir. And apart from that, week-long celebrations also. Last Independence Day, we have taken up the week-long celebrations. That is the Tiranga March, plantation, flag hoisting. This is for one way of patriotism, civic sense, community ownership, and all this have been created, sir. This so far we have identified the works are 3074 works are being identified, and so far we have completed 721, sir, in different districts. This is the thematic layers we have taken up. With that thematic layers, one way we are scientifically we are selected the sites, sir. That is sort of interpolating of the all thematic layers, and we're selecting the site. Scientific way we are for better objective to get the objective of the project. So we have taken up the scientific way of selection also, sir, because in RD every district we have a GS center is there. After selecting the sites, the geo coordinates are being transferred to we have a mobile application is there. Our field people will go to the ground, and after ground truthing, they are captured the polygon capturing. And this polygon capturing will transfer to Google Earth Pro also. We can view that actual site, sir, so that at a district level and state level, monitoring point of view and what type of works to be taken also, it's very easy. That way, AP has some innovative ways, sir, that selection of the site also. We have formed the users group for every tank. We have formed a user group for the after completion of the work, the maintenance of the work. Because the maintenance point of view, if a user group is there, that is a very good thing, sir. Because if the tank having ICATDARs are there, or fisheries community also there, such type of groups were formed, sir. And also we have conducted the Gram Sabha to what type of works to be taken up in the pond work, excavation, and like that. right from the beginning itself, the villagers themselves have participated and discussed in the Gram Sabha. And they'll after approval in the Gram Sabha, they will send it to the Jilla Parishad, and after that it is go to the district level. District magistrate collectors will give the administrative sanction. After getting the administrative sanction, that's work is taken up. That's this is the and also apart from that, we have conducted a awareness program also, sir, among the public. And also we have taken up the donations and contribution by the stakeholders. So this is the Gram Sabha. During the Gram Sabha, these people are discussing about what type of work, what type of renovation to be taken up. And also the thing is, in the renovation work, the soil, excavated soil, it is a very manure, sir. These people, the farmers are coming forward and taken up that soil, and they use it for it will improve the agriculture productivity also. The same. So all this type of things we'll discuss in the Gram Sabha, and they will note it down, the documentation purpose. So Gram Sabha will conduct, we have conducted, sir, and at every Gram Panchayat level, and these user groups also taking part of that one. This right from the beginning of from the state level to Gram Panchayat level, regular meetings are being conducted, sir, for the implementation, written implementation and coordination also. And pratinidhis, every tank having one pratinidhi, they will supervise as a citizen supervisor, they are monitor, and for any type of disputes are there, they resolve them. There's just like a citizen supervisor, sir, nothing more than that one. And our technical people will act as a technical supervisor. They will, through mobile app, they will capture the progress of the work, and also the expenditure, what the photo capturing also there. After once the photo capturing is there, it will reflect in the MIS reports, sir. Real-time updation of the through mobile also is there. And this is the state level and district level type of meetings as regularly we conducted. And this is the Panchayat Pratinidhis, how they are involved in the execution of the work, sir. This is some of the convergence department. Apart from that, our rural development and irrigation department and endowment departments also, they are involved in the execution of this work, sir. This is the week-long celebrations we have conducted, sir. It is a Tiranga March, and one day we have posters and also artis and hymns at the completed work site. And on the last August 15th, we have all the completed sites, the flag hoisting been done, sir. This is the celebrations that conducted, week-long celebrations. This way, this patriotism and unity, and also awareness among the community awareness also created, sir. This is the one of the, because of that, villagers themselves are own the assets, whatever the assets are being created at the village level. They coming forward to donated benches also, sir. This Amrit Sarovar become a it is just like a social gathering point, and also it's a multi-purpose point, sir. One way we are creating water conservation, another way it is providing by excavation to employment to the rural poor people, sir. The other way, that is because multi-beneficial points are there, sir. And another thing is, it is a value addition also there, because they are taking up the fish farming. That way, that is rural economy also strengthened, sir. And another point I feel is because of the groundwater table also increased. So multi aspects are there, sir. And the other thing is, because of this awareness program, patriotism, unity, and environment awareness, community ownership, all this have been created among the people, sir. This is the beauty of that program. Because of that one, people, they come forward and they donated benches also, sir. It is a that Amrit Sarovar site. That way, it will become a social gathering point. So in the evening point, the evening times, so this village elders are sit together and discuss about the about the village development activities. This is the impact of the mission Amrit Sarovar, sir. Water storage capacity, because of excavating the soils, the storage capacity is increased, and plantation activity also being in and around the tanks are so far we have taken up. 35,000 have taken up, and we're planning for balance whatever the tanks so far we have completed 721, and the balance tanks we're planning to complete by this August 15th, sir. Excavated silt is also because it's a very minute type of thing. It's improved the agriculture productivity. So far 20 lakhs of cubic meters has been that utilized by the farmers. And walking tracks also been on the one portion itself, because it's nearer to the village sites. So their walking tracks also developed, sir. And it become a recreation spots also. What I said, it is a social gathering point for the evening time. And apart from that, fisheries rearing points also be there, sir, because of it is becoming a value addition to the rural economy. Other aspects, sir, that the patriotism, civic sense, community ownership, unity, environment awareness have been created in this program, sir. This way forward is, sir, we are planning to complete the balance Amritsar sites by end of Amrit Varsh, that is 15th August 2023. This is the overall nutshell of the project, sir.
सर एक्सीलेंट प्रोजेक्ट सर कमिश्नर साहब ये बहुत ही अच्छा दिस इज वेरी गुड प्रोजेक्ट यू हैव प्रेजेंटेड it will augment the groundwater table also.
Yes, sir.
Besides creating
creating asset and also employment to the rural poor, sir, rural wage seekers, sir. That is a poor of the poor people. By excavating the soil, they one way they are getting the employment, sir. Other way, it is the water conservation.
It is covered under Manrega also.
Yes, sir.
So
yes, sir.
Definitely, and the community ownership is well
yes, sir.
In the pictures you have shown.
Yes, sir. That's people are there themselves are contributed benches and beautification of the work, sir. And apart from that, Indian Tobacco Company also they taken up some of the this Amrit Sarovar tanks, sir, near their companies. They voluntarily come forward to participate, sir.
So my view is that you should demonstrate this success of this project to other states also, because this is worth replicating across India.
Yes, sir. You may ask what is the innovative method you have developed, because in our GIS center, the thematic layers after interpolation, we are identify the geo coordinates, sir. The geo coordinates will send to the mobile application. Our people will go to the ground truthing. So ground truthing, after the ground truthing, they will capture the polygon geo coordinates, sir. Our mobile application, it will convert it to the KML file. That KML file can be opened in the Google Earth Pro, sir. Google Earth Pro, you can view that actual site position, sir. So that at district level, at state level, we can monitor and take a decision. Administrative point of view also, we can take the decisions very quickly, sir. That is the beauty of this one, sir. That is the innovative way our AP is taking up the work, sir.
Excellent work, sir. Excellent. Simply excellent.
Thank you, sir.
No questions, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Very good afternoon, sir. So again, sustainable livelihoods is a keynote, sir, under Manrega. So we all heard that Manrega is very much famous and very much popular flagship program, which provides wage employment to all the guaranteed wage employment to all the wage seekers who are willing to do the unskilled work. But the initiative of bringing horticulture program under Manrega, this has transformed the scheme phenomenally, sir, by shifting from providing wage to creation of livelihood assets. So this has become a game changer in tribal areas also. And now we are the people who are under Narega, now they are wage providers, sir. Not earlier they were dependent on the wage employment, but now they themselves have become owners in their own land, maximizing their time and efforts in their own land, sir. So this initiative, this has been a game changer, and drastically it has transformed the scheme. And then the impact is that, so the education has been improved, sir, and the livelihood, socioeconomic conditions, everything they have been changed, which I'll explain in the next coming slides, sir. And then it's a standalone program where 100% financial assistance is being given to the beneficiary stakeholders, and including maintenance for the 3 years, because they will be incentivizing in the earlier years, earlier gestation periods, because normally the economical yield will be realized after some 5 to 6 years, and in some crops after 8 years also. And so initially they need some kind of support, and this program incentivizes the beneficiary in the earlier 3 years. And in tribal areas, we see that the most of the lands are fallow, built with jungle and everything. And most of the people, they are of apprehensions that taking up horticulture is an extensive activity. So they leave their lands fallow and they continue to work as a laborers and or way seekers. And this program where we took up land development coupled with this horticulture activity, and so the tribals, they became owners, and their self-esteem has also been increased by this program, sir. In that way, this has created impact in the lives of these vulnerable and marginal sections of the people. So while coming across the program, sir, here we take up a different 14 types of species like mango, cashew, sweet orange, acid lime, other all 14 types of species. The farmers of the this is a demand-driven program, and we give the choice to the beneficiary himself. And also we suggest them to have the recommendation of the horticulture department also. And the estimation cost per acre, we provide a financial assistance of nearly 90,000 to 1.3 lakhs per acre based on the crop and cropping pattern. And this product duration is 3 years, raising, and 2 years of maintenance. So here we provide financial assistance right from land preparation, then planting, the cost of plant materials and manures, and even watering, intercropping, and watch and ward. We give the watch and ward component to the farmer himself, so that he look after the household itself, looks after all the farming activities by availing this 100 days of employment in their own field. So the eligibility is very strictly, we follow the norms for eligible households as per Manrega Act. All the downtrodden societies and marginal people like scheduled castes, tribes, nomadic tribes, and small and marginal farmers, women-headed households, physically handicapped, all these households, only we stick on to the eligibility criteria, sir. Then coming to the challenges, initially, as discussed earlier, many of the households are very much reluctant because they were tuned to the traditional rain-fed farming, and in their sense, the horticulture was a very expensive thing. So due to that apprehensions, most of the farmers or most of the households initially did not come forward, and it took a lot of effort for us to convince them. Then the second major concern was the water availability, because in irrigated lands, we need not stress upon because everything is fine, and there is no dearth of employment. So in rain-fed areas, the most of the rain-fed areas, they are drought prone, and water was a major concern to take up this program. The third challenging task was that the requirement, the quality plant material of required choice of the stakeholders' choice. So it was a third challenging, because unless the plant material quality is not good, then it would not yield the expected results. The fourth thing is the genuinity of the land holdings, because as per the norm, only the small and marginal farmers or only the marginal households are to be benefited or are to be given this scheme, are to be covered under this scheme. But when we take up this land holdings, all the members of the household put together, it should not exceed 5 acres. So given the demand of this program, it was a challenge for us to verify the land holdings, whether they are coming in the ambit of the NREGA or not. Then the next one is the technical advisory. Ours in the rural development, it is a different department. It's not technically it is not equipped with the horticulture mechanism. So we had to depend on the horticulture department, and to reach the beneficiaries, the remote areas, it was a challenging factor for us. And the last but not the least is that because they are the biological entities, the plants, all the operations are to be adjusted in time, right from planting to other operations like watering and other things. We need to strictly maintain the calendar of operations. So that was in the challenging. So how we have overcome all these challenges. Firstly, we have created through Grama Sabhas, all the eligible households, they were identified, and then we have created awareness about the benefits, and stating that they need not invest anything, and everything can be taken care of through NREGA scheme. And the other thing is on-farm water resources, that like farm ponds. The major thing is farm ponds, so that the water stored in the farm ponds, it will be helpful for intermittent irrigations. And also we have also promoted in the next course of future, we also promoted that different types of soil moisture conservation practices like trenches and everything, so that the rainwater is properly harvested and conserved and the groundwater does not get depleted. Then we have institutionalized institutional water harvesting structures like trenches and other things. Then quality plant material. We had made a tie-up with the horticulture department, and there we just mapped the species. Wherever the species required by the stakeholders are available, we mapped with the research stations. And then if those species are not available with the research stations, then we went to the extent of the private nurseries that are registered under the Horticulture Department Act, under the Government Act, and then we have lifted the plant material and the specifications fixed by the department. They were strictly adhered to. And then the land, we have an online revenue portal mechanism in the state of AP. So each and every record, every household, before getting the work sanctioned itself, we just verified it in the online whether the eligible norms are met or not, and then only we took the sanctions of the work, horticulture work. And the different training programs were also in coordination with the horticulture department, at different levels. The training programs were also organized, and now the scheme has been channelized and properly streamlined. The innovative practices are once again geotagging, sir, so that it avoids the duplication. It makes the program visible. It avoids the duplication because we capture here the GPS location is captured at 3 different stages: before the start of work, and during the work, and again after completion of work. And so the same beneficiary, he cannot raise again, the duplication is not possible for him. It's a check and a condition put on by our system, sir, here. And then the survival capture is also monitored every month, and 50% survival is the prerequisite. So that if the survival is less than 50%, then the beneficiary is not entitled for maintenance. So obviously, the more than 50% survival is ensured, and right now it is 85% survival, sir, in horticulture plantations. And this on-farm water creation creation of on-farm water sources is also an innovative practice. And then the intercropping, sir. During the initial 3 years, the farmer, he doesn't get any income out of this. So until he realized the economical yield, we promoted intercropping so that the farmer can, in addition to his 100 days of wage employment, minimum 10,000 to 15,000 rupees he gained through intercropping, like floriculture, like flowers or pulses or some sort of thing in his land, so that he could get some additional source of income in these 3 years, earlier years. And then boundary plantation also we are promoting, sir. Here, like some sitafal or some dry crops, moringa, sitafal, or timber yielding teak, so that they act both as boundary. So from his neighboring field, they act as a boundary, as well as they create some source of income. After 5 to 6 years, there will be a value addition to the income of the farmer in the coming years. And the transparency, we have a check through social audit and mobile verification also. So every month, all the officers, right from the field to right from the gram panchayat to the district head, we have the mobile verification, so that randomly some of the horticulture works, they are allocated to the mobile, and every month the concerned officers, they just visit and they report their findings through mobile only, sir, so that we see here from the state level, we can observe what are the shortfalls and how the program is going on. So whatever I have said is in nutshell just an pictorial representation, sir, of these institutional arrangements we have made in our system. And then coming to the coverage, here as we see the tribal areas, 42% of the households benefited were the tribals, sir, because they are in the remote area, and now their individual status as well as economical status and their ownership, everything, self-esteem, everything was improved through this program. And 42% of our stakeholders are in the tribal areas, and the scheduled caste cover 15%, backward caste 28%, and others 15%. So here it's evident that most of the vulnerable and marginalized societies are only sections of the rural areas are covered under these programs. Then coming to the outcome. So there is a drastic and visible shift, crop diversification, sir, from rain-fed farming to the horticulture. And in down the lane, in the last 10 years, 6.19 lakh acres was covered under this program, benefiting 4.13 lakh households. And then every year through the work provided in this horticulture program, 180 lakh percentage, which accounts for nearly 10% of the percentage through this plantation work, sir. And especially in tribal areas, every year the reserve forest right lands are there, and these lands are distributed to the tribals. So these lands are completely, they are untreated, sir, completely jungle with bushes undulating. And these lands, they were taken up under this Manrega program, where they were completely developed, and then they were leveled, and all the land development works required for bringing that land to agriculture use, productive use, was taken up. And then 1.2, and in such manner 1.2 lakh acres was so far brought to horticulture farming from barren or not barren, it's a fallow land, cultivable fallow, to the productive use. So 1.2 lakh acres was brought into this scheme. And then this has improved the standard of living, and the average income has been raised by 80,000 per annum. After 3 to 4 years, the initial yields, the beneficiaries, they realized nearly 80,000 per annum, sir. All crops put together, it's an average. And whatever the increased income, whatever the additional income the stakeholders are gaining through this horticulture program, they are diverting it to, mostly we observed that increased good consumption of healthy food, health, and education of the children, which is more necessary one. And this is a very visible outcome, sir. This has also reduced the migration, because this has enhanced the livelihood opportunities. All the other small scale entrepreneurs or small scale marketers, they come and they buy the product at the farmer local market, sir, local market, and they channelize from the farmer, from the farm to the main market. So depending on that, the local small entrepreneurs were also developed, sir, and this has also reduced the migration, and it has been an effective measure for drought management. So all these on water conservation and harvesting structures which we put into this program, they were tools for managing this drought effectively. And then the consumption has been increased, and the wage employment is also considerably increased after bringing this, because earlier most of the people, they were not willing to go and work in other lands or other fields. So all such people, they develop their own lands, and this has also been a tool for improving this, enhancing the wage employment. So, and then some of the glimpses here, when we see here the guava cultivation, mango, and acid lime, and now it's a new intervention is dragon fruit. From last year, we thought of introducing the dragon fruit also, because though it's an exotic crop, we just went for a minimum half acre on a pilot basis. So we just thought that at least a half acre per individual, it would be enough, because the initial investment is nearly 2 to 2.5 lakhs the farmer has to put into. So, and though because it's an exotic crop, we don't have much of the technical know-how of this. So depending on the success of this program, then we, in joint collaboration with the horticulture department, we would like to just replicate or scale it up in the coming years. And then just we saw intercropping. So the farmer here, through intercropping, because then we have wide spacing in horticulture crops, and then the initial 3-4 years the land is not put to use. So we just promoted the intercropping, and this intercropping, it's a result yielding good results, because the duration of the intercrop, it would be just somewhere 90 to 120 days only, and whatever the manure or water is given to the main crop, it would be helpful for the intercrop also. So no additional inputs are needed are necessary for the intercrops. And moreover, we observed that the survival rate is also very good, sir, because the farmer, when he raises the intercrop, he has regular attention, or his visits to the farm will increase naturally. So this is also this promotion has also resulted in good income generating activity for the farmers. And then coming to the different water conservation structures, here we have created the farm ponds in the fields of the farmers, so that for helping for storage. And this is the where we have created awareness initially. So before Grama Sabhas and before start of the season, we created awareness. And this is an article where we saw that how the farmers how the more number of farmers they are into this program. And then just coming to the potential for replication. Here the program we are thinking right now in our state there are nearly 23 lakh hectares of unirrigated land where the different types of ID crops are taken up, and the horticulture is in 18 lakh hectares, and there's an in the gap of some 5 to 6 lakh hectares. So under Manrega, wherever there are small households, we thought that we are planning to go for an extent of 1 lakh acres in the coming 5 years, because it's a demand driven scheme. We need that the farmers who have these eligible households and who are interested and who are under rainfed farming,
Ma'am,
they
sorry
are
to
brought
interrupt
to
you.
this scheme.
You have
And then-
another 1 minute.
Okay, sir. It's my last slide, sir. Then and also the ROFR lands in tribal areas, the ROFR lands, they are distributing the ROFR lands every year. They allocate lands to the tribal areas. So there also we take up this program, sir. And as we discussed earlier, the boundary plantation also we are planning to encourage it, so that if the main crop fails, at least the farmer could get something from the subsidiary or this boundary plantation. And then another thing is oil seeds. We are about to venture to oil seeds also, sir. Oil in synergy with the central government scheme, Government of India program, oil palm area expansion program, in collaboration with the horticulture department, where all the material or the required technical support will be made from the horticulture department, and all the waste component where we see that pit planting activity, pitting, land preparation, all such activities, they will be taken up under Manrega, sir. Then Moringa also being called as a superfood. Moringa is a superfood, and so keeping in view of its nutritional and these medicinal properties, we are and it's also economically viable, sir, because the local markets, there are more potential for for marketing of Moringa drumstick. So we are thinking of taking it in a big way in both the farmlands as well as nurseries also, sir, this year. And this is from our side, sir. Thank you, sir.
Excellent work, ma'am. In fact, can you elaborate about the marketing of these their products?
Sir, most of these products, they are in the local markets only, because as we see, all the farmers are 1 acre and 2 acres they raise. So they don't get the tons and tons of products. So most of the farmers, they are selling their product at the local, their farm only, sir. And in some cases, the village local youth, they are forming the farmer producer organizations, and they procure from the farmers and they go and sell in the local and some far away distant markets.
Okay,
Mostly in
okay.
tribal areas also, in the local markets, the yield is sold away.
Sure. Good. Excellent work. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
The farmers are small and the yield is also very less. So
Sir.
then what is the role of horticulture department except for giving subsidy in time?
So here the role of horticulture is only technical expertise, sir, because there is no subsidy part as such. All the financial assistance is given under Manrega program only, sir. Under horticulture, there is only technical, sir. There is no financial convergence with horticulture department, except for oil palm, because it's an oil seed crop, except for oil palm, because it's a plantation and it needs much technical knowledge, and the plant material is also not available everywhere. So it is only financial convergence is only regarding oil palms. All other horticulture species, they just give the technical expertise and training program, and everything financial assistance is met under Narega only, sir.
Dr. Nagaonkar, Chief Medical Consultant, State Health Assurance Society. I am representing Chief Executive Officer, State Health Assurance Society, Maharashtra. My presentation will be introduction and best practices adopted under the scheme. In brief, objective of our scheme is to improve access to BPL and APL families who hold yellow, orange, Annapurna, Antyodaya ration cards, and category B and C beneficiaries under the which are scheme. Pilot phase in 2012 it was started in 8 districts of Maharashtra, and in 2013 it was replicated in all 36 districts of the state. In 2018, 23rd September 2018, it was integrated with Ayushman Bharat Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana. Our scheme has largest beneficiary base, that is 2 crore 22 lakh families, out of which 83.63 lakh families are PMJY. We are enrolling our scheme on basis of valid ration card, that is a yellow, orange, Antyodaya, Annapurna, and for PMJY Ayushman card with 15 categories of valid photo IDs. We are enrolling the patient. For MJPJY, balance sum assured is 1.5 lakhs and 2.5 lakhs for renal transplantation, and it is 5 lakhs per family per year for PMJY. We are providing benefit of 996 procedures for MJPJY and 1209 procedures under 34 specialties for PMJY beneficiaries. Then government reserve procedures are 131 for MJPJY, 161 are for PMJY. There is no portability benefit for MJPJY, whereas there is portability benefit available for PMJY beneficiaries. Only thing is that our 2 hospitals are empaneled in Karnataka. So for that we are having portability benefit, because our beneficiaries can take benefit in 2 hospitals of Karnataka. And in Goa, one GMC hospital is empaneled. So our beneficiaries, state beneficiaries can take benefit in Goa Medical College. For 2 crore 22 lakh 2.22 crore families, 100% financial burden is borne by state, and for PMJY 83.63 lakh families, 60% financial burden is borne by state government, central government, and 40% by state government. National programs like cataract, pulmonary COX, MTP, normal delivery, cesarean, they are not included, they are excluded. Dental procedures, cosmetic surgeries, Ayush treatments, isolated investigation and physiotherapy packages, all transplantations excluding renal transplantation, and OPD packages, they are not included in the scheme. Ayushman Bharat beneficiary are 83.63 lakh, and this scheme is integrated with Ayushman Bharat in September 2018. Mahatma Phule Jan Arogya Yojana has, as I earlier told, 3 categories of beneficiaries. First, Group A is yellow, orange, Antyodaya, Annapurna ration card. Group B is white ration card holder from 14 dot-prone districts. And Groups 3C are children from government orphanages, students of government ashram shala, female inmates of government Mahila ashram, senior citizens of government old age homes, DGI PR approved journalists, and construction workers. Our characteristic features are the scheme is run on insurance as well as assurance mode, that is mixed mode. Insurer is United India Insurance Company Limited. Arogya Mitra, it is a first point of contact for the patient in empanel hospitals. More than 1600 Arogya Mitras are deployed. Medical coordinator is available at every empanel hospital to update all records on the portal. Our premium is 797 rupees per family per year. Scheme is totally cashless and paperless. Our office work also is run on e-office. So our total scheme and office is on cashless, it is paperless. Pre-existing illness, they are included. Pre-authorization TAT is 12 hours, claim TAT is 15 days. Trigger SMS on mobile of the patient after pre-auth approval. One trigger SMS goes on the mobile of the patient, so that patient is well informed about cashless nature of the scheme. Health camps, minimum one health camp has to be conducted by the hospital. That is mandatory in the MOU. We are having 996 procedures for MJPJY beneficiaries and 1209 procedures for PMJY. They are spread in 34 specialties, and the specialty wise breakup is there. M-panel hospitals, we are having 1000 M-panel hospitals, which include public health department hospitals, medical education department hospitals, government of India hospitals, urban bodies hospitals, private hospitals, which are divided into charitable and non-charitable. Performance since inception of scheme is increasing right from 2012 to 2022-23. The performance has increased. A total 50 lakh procedures we have performed under the scheme, and 12,000 crore claim amount is pre-auth amount is approved under the scheme. For information under the scheme, call center, which is 24/7, it is run by 49 seats. Toll-free number is 155-388, 1800-233-2200. Incoming calls, there is average of 1,000 and to 3,000 outgoing calls. Outgoing calls is the characteristic feature of our scheme. Outgoing calls are done in order to verify whether that procedure has been conducted on the patient, number one, and number two, whether any money collection has occurred or whether out-of-pocket expenditure has occurred. To verify this, outbound calls are made. These are two objectives. Grievances, our 93% of grievances are resolved, and nearly 15 crores of money has been refunded to the patient in the form of money collection or in the form of out-of-pocket expenditure. Investigations, diagnosis, medicines, IPD stay, surgery, diet, return fare, follow-up, they are totally free. This is the characteristic feature of our scheme. Our TAT of claim payment is 15 days as per expectation against national average, which is 33 days. Response to COVID-19 pandemic, Maharashtra is the only state in the country which has capped the treatment cost under the scheme. These treatment costs include non-COVID treatment as well as COVID treatment. And these 7 notifications we have issued, and these notifications have been replicated by other states. And Apex Court, Supreme Court has also acknowledged and appreciated our efforts. We have capped rates capped for COVID treatment notifications, as I have earlier told. RT-PCR rates right from 4,000 we have reduced to 350 rupees per RT-PCR test. HRCT rates, earlier they were 10,000, we have reduced to rupees 2,000 per HRCT. Rates of N95 marks we have reduced to rupees 49, which is rock bottom price. And we have successfully developed and implemented real-time dashboard in compliance with orders issued by Honorable High Court in relation to PIL, and this was operational during COVID period. Various stakeholders have been imparted detailed training on web portal modules. Portal captures data for beds, oxygen, medicines, audits, etc. Because there was a lot of problems in bed availability, so this dashboard helped the availability of bed to the patients.
Good afternoon all, Shana this side on behalf of Shas. I'm just explaining what exactly the new features we are going to introduce in the application. In that, we are going to implement Aadhaar-based authentication to reduce the redundancy of the patient and identify the fraudness in the application. Secondly, as well as we are going to implement a mobile application where our Arogya Mitra, who is the first contact person for any beneficiaries, he'll be going to manage at the time from the time of admission to the discharge. Aadhaar authentication during the enrollment process, we are going to initiate this so that the same person has taken the enrollment, taken the treatment and get discharged. That means 3 times of he must have to authenticate whether the same person has been get treated from the scheme. Now how the mobile application is going to be work. The Arogya Mitra login with his login IDs, which is already be given to them. Then he will provide us. We will provide him the search option for them. On the basis of that, he will select the case appropriate to the beneficiaries. Then capture on-bed patient photo during the treatment, and which will be get uploaded on the server at the same time. We are making such kind of provision that the should be storage directly on the cloud-based application. And at the other verification end, the claim officers who are going to verify the scrutiny, examine the documents, at that time they will easily know the exact beneficiary is going to be treated under this scheme. Yeah, so continues.
Best practices under the scheme. So this Srinath, whatever he has told, we earlier in the scheme we had made the discharge photo mandatory, but there was a lot of frauds observed in discharge photo. So we have replaced it with geotag photo, but geotag photo also has some irregularities that can be manipulated. So now we are integrating our system with a portal of Aadhaar UI DAI, and we will be integrating Aadhaar at the time of admission, at the time of discharge, and at the time of follow-up. Best practices, clinical protocols. Clinical protocols is only of its kind in the country. We have developed procedures, clinical protocols for all 1209 procedures. And there are two objectives. One is it will prevent the misuse of the procedure, and secondly, it will help the hospital to select appropriate package. Now, trigger SMS, we are sending trigger SMS at the time of pre-authorization, at the time of discharge, if, in order to enable the patient to have information that scheme is totally cashless. Then after discharge of the patient, we are sending cash feedback letter to the beneficiaries. It is one of the social audit mechanism on the basis of which the patient can send the feedback to SHAS, State Health Assurance Society, regarding its treatment. We are sending the letter, which is paid by the postage of the letter is paid by the SHAS, and patient has to write the remarks and drop it in the post office box. Surprise visit to the hospitals. We have formed teams from State Health Assurance Society, and they are visiting without any information to the hospitals. So it is one of the check and balance mechanism on the hospitals. Then we are conducting audits, which include medical audits, beneficiary audits, pre-auth audits, claim audits. Then monthly monitoring of claim frauds, death and DAMA audits, regular anti-fraud meetings. 11 meetings till now we have conducted. Call center outbound calls, which is one of its kind. Then clause 3.9.5 and 3.9.6 of the scheme. On the basis of this clause, we have returned 3 crores of rupees to the patient during COVID pandemic. Then provision of services to white ration card holders, right from 23rd of May 20 to 6th of June 22, we have given benefits of our scheme to all citizens of Maharashtra. There is total sharing of Maharashtra state government for the expenditure, which is borne by beneficiary for this 1209.
Sorry to interrupt you. So you have just another 2 minutes. So I just request you to please speed up the presentation, sir.
Yes. Clinical protocols, I am fast forwarding. Trigger SMS, then SHAS feedback letters. This postage is paid by SHAS. Then impact, positive feedbacks 56,000, negative 476, on which we have taken the action. These are list of audits, right from enrollment to claim. We are asking our TPA to do audit of 10%. Out of that, 2% we are auditing. Then claim frauds, that is 7B format. We are monthly sending the 7B information to NHA and on the basis of which grievances are detected and we are trying to resolve those grievances. Death and DAMA audits, if death rate is more than 2%, then we are asking the hospital to conduct death audit, and this is, which is a corrective mechanism in running of the scheme. Regular anti-fraud meetings, call center, outbound calls is the feature of our scheme, on the basis of which we are detecting grievances and we are confirming whether the procedure has been conducted or not. Diagnostics related groups, we are every procedure we are integrating ICD 11 code and ICHI, that is International Classification of Health Interventions. This is 3.9.5, 3.9.6. I will just hurriedly tell you, because on the basis of these clauses we have refunded 3 crores of rupees to the patients. Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission, we are doing health facility registry, health professional registry, population registry as per guidelines of NHA. This is an integrated card in which the name of our state scheme and Government of India scheme is included. Then we have formulated 35 clinical indicators which include process, outcome, output, data validation, death and adverse event indicators, and we have plotted them on the desktop of the mPanel hospital. Then last and I want to mention, during COVID pandemic, we have included all citizens of Maharashtra from for the scheme, and for white ration card holders, 51,439 white ration card holders have taken benefit, and 106 crore money has been spent. Then, as you know, mucormycosis epidemic was also there in Maharashtra. So we have given pre-treatment to mucormycosis patients with total without any BSI, unlimited BSI. 7,655 beneficiaries are being treated, and amphotericin B was distributed free of cost to private hospitals. Then during COVID pandemic, all the government hospitals were converted into dedicated COVID centers. So we have identified 67 procedures, which included Caesar deliveries, and 88,000 procedures are been covered under the scheme, right from 23rd of May 2020 to 31st of March 22. And we have identified 20 packages for COVID treatment, and 219 patients were treated for COVID packages, and we have paid 347 crores of claim amount. Awards received. Thank you so much.
That's a very good effort. In fact, under these both these schemes, sometimes these poor people, economically weaker section or BPL, whatever we may call them, they are not fully aware that such and such benefits can be extended to them. They are hesitant about the government schemes. Firstly, they need to have Aadhaar card, then income certificate, ration card, and all that. So, are you doing some efforts to for such as any campaign so that more and more people can take advantage of these schemes?
Sir, our base scheme is based on ration card, and daily 3,000 pre-authorizations are occurring under the scheme. Roughly 6 lakhs patients are taking the benefit. So there is a since scheme is running since 10 years, there is a large amount of IEC, and every citizen knows about the scheme, and there is hassle-free enrollment, ration card, and only, either of 15 photo IDs. So totally is it hassle-free.
Or if some economy EWS people, they are having ration card of other states. Most of the people are migrated. Sometimes these poor people in the search of job. Is that acceptable to your schemes?
If number one, if they are having Ayushman cards, we are giving 5 lakh rupees per family per year benefit. And if other state patient person is living in Maharashtra for more than 15 years, Tahsildar issues ration card to that family, and we are giving the benefit on the basis of ration card.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you for clarification. Thank you, Dr. Sir.
Okay.
So I could not get anything innovative. Whatever presentation this is normal activities. The state has to do to provide health services to the poor people. So
No, sir.
what is special about it?
COVID notifications, which are only of its kind, number one. Clinical protocols are only of its kind, number two. Then this outbound calls, it is only of its kind, number three. Then
So, these
SHAS
activities are not being provided in other states. You are trying to say that?
Yes, sir. Outbound calls, grievances, and activity. 3,000 outbound calls we are doing. So it is creating large amount of grievances, and patient satisfaction is after resolution of the grievances. Outbound calls is our feature, and we are having 49 seats in the call center, which runs 24/7. Then COVID treatment, we have 4 types. We have given benefit to all citizens of the state for two years in COVID pandemic. Then trigger SMS and
Sir, other states are also doing the same thing.
COVID notifications is only of its kind in our state. We have capped
Notification is?
We have capped non-COVID treatments and COVID treatments by notifications. Ours was first state, and there it is replicated by other states afterwards.
Okay. Right, sir. Thank you very much.